always take the money. Hey everyone, Aaron here with a fresh new gig log. I'm just coming off of a 2 wedding weekend with lots and lots to talk about. My wedding on Friday, I was in a venue I'd never been to before. It was a golf course. A couple things happened I wanted to mention. While the ceremony was going on, I wasn't a part of it. They were using the house microphone and they had live musicians. So I was in the other room while the ceremony was going on, but I could hear like a cheer. I'm like, okay, they just must have been pronounced. And then the piano player was playing Uptown Girl. So I kind of made a note of it in my notes on my laptop, like, hey, maybe drop Uptown Girl later on in the night when the couple, their friends, and maybe their families on the dance floor too. And that's what happened. Some parents came on, their uncles, their friends jumped on. There was all about maybe 15 people left. And I thought, let's try Uptown Girl. Uptown Girl. Hope I don't get flagged for that. It definitely worked. It was like a song that was a great way to kind of wrap up the night. So just a little tip or advice. Always pay attention to like the grand entrance song, the recessional song. Don't be afraid to maybe play that later on in the night, especially if it's like an upbeat song. It could end up being a banger for you. The other thing that happened is after the ceremony was over, I noticed that everybody walked into this room where the bar was, but then they closed the doors to where I was in the dinner. So I wasn't told ahead of time that cocktail hour was gonna be just in the bar and we were closing people off. Well, I got no music in there. I was planning on everybody going to the bar, coming in and hanging out where I was. I'm like, oh shit, come on. So luckily, at the last minute, my S1 Pro saved me tonight. I didn't know we were doing a cocktail hour in a different room. I grabbed it because, and it's right there. I literally was like packing up the car and I thought, throw it in. So I threw it in the back of the car and I needed it because the cocktail hour you saw was in this other room. And I put it on the floor and ran it on Bluetooth and it was fine, but whew, was bringing an extra speaker. So the DJ gods spared me on Friday by letting me put my Bose S1. I didn't have a stand for it, but I just kind of set it in the corner with my iPad and it streamed music and it sounded great. I had no idea. Okay, you guys might laugh at me, but when it comes to plated and dinner buffets, like, I honestly never knew what the difference was. I think I assumed that plated meals were like all made to order, you know, in the kitchen, that there's like 8 cooks back there and they're like frying the chicken made to order. No, that's not how it works. In fact, how it works is it's just a little mini buffet in the kitchen and then they put it on plates and then bring it to you. So instead of a buffet where you serve yourself, the plated meal is just them, the caterers, going to the buffet for you. Like, honestly, that blows my mind. It's just a little mini buffet. Except for you can't put as much chicken on the plate as you want. The other really interesting thing at this wedding was I had a first. I started the first couple songs. We started open dancing. And I kind of was looking down, picking my next song. And as I looked up, I was like, wait, what? My dance floor was filled with dudes. I only had dudes out there. I have never seen that. All guys. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why are only guys out here? I had some fun with it. After about 2 songs with the guys, I dropped Where Dem Girls At. Just to be like, come on ladies, come on out. And it actually worked, it brought them out. Towards the end of the night, some guy kept asking me maybe 2 or 3 times, twist and shout, DJ. I want some twist and shout. I'm like, I got you, bro. Came over to me like another half hour later. He's like, twist and shout. He reaches in a pocket. He pulls out some cash. And I was like, all right, hang on. Do me a favor. Hang on to that. When I drop that song, you come over and give me the money. Big fucking mistake. Always take the money. Because you know what I did? I played that song. And did I get that tip? No. Never gave it to me. I played that shit for free. Take your tips. Little gear tip that I'll pass on to you. And this isn't my original idea. I actually saw it from one of my buddies on Instagram, and I feel so bad. I can't remember who it was. If it was you and you're watching this, put it in the comments. I'll pin you, okay? I don't think I actually talked to you guys about what these are, but I bought them over at Home Depot. They're actually like, they go on your steps, And so I'm using those to cover up my cables. I like that better than taping it. The number one nightmare I have of something going wrong at a wedding almost happened to me on Saturday. But the DJ gods found it in their great wisdom to spare my soul and the night, because it would have been fucked. I'm at this venue all the time. In fact, I'll be there again this weekend. And I needed to use a remote speaker, dinner music, and for speeches. Speeches are getting ready to start. And I look over. See, like, I feel so dumb because the gods were even like, Aaron. I looked over at my speaker and I could see my wireless receiver. And there was a little red light blinking. I was like, I wonder what that is. Oh, that's probably just telling me I got a good signal. Nope. We literally get through speeches, and there was about 5 speakers, right? And as soon as they were done, I grabbed the mic, I go back to my stand. 2 minutes later, that speaker goes out. And I was over on the other end, and I heard him like, oh shit. And I looked over, and there was a guy over there, so I thought maybe he accidentally kicked my cable out of the wall or whatever. So I walked over. Nope, he didn't do that. I checked the speaker, it was still plugged in. What's going on? I looked at my wireless, it had no signal. I'm like, oh shit, the batteries. I ran over, I checked my wireless receiver pack, batteries were dead. Guys, 2 minutes after speeches ended, the speaker went out. Like, speeches is a moment where everyone is quiet and they're focused on this person talking. And if the sound goes out, it's my fault. It's all on me. And all I would be able to do is, even if I apologized and talked and I got, the couple's like, it's okay, it's all right. I don't know if I could get that out of my head. And we had such a good fucking dance that night. I don't know if I would have been able to focus on that. And so, you know, let me know in the comments, like, what do you guys do? You know, you just got to get over it, right? You got to just be like, fucked up. And I did, but I can't let that ruin the rest of the night. You get all paranoid and shit, you know what I mean? Like, the bartender like whispers over and they kind of peek over, you're like, what the fuck, they're talking about me? I was super pumped about my Saturday dance because I had spent the week before going through Billboard, you know, from 2006 all the way up to about 2018. I was looking at the top 10 songs, listening to them, adding some stuff to my crates, stuff that I was like, oh, I forgot about that song. Oh, yeah. So on Saturday, because I had a good dance crowd, I'm like, I'm gonna try some of this shit, see what happens. And it worked. I was playing songs where people were like, oh, you know what I mean? They were like, they forgot, but they were singing every word. I'm not gonna say I was completely off the 200 top wedding songs. No, there was some stuff in there that we play. But the music in there, I would say, is stuff I'd never played before, or some new stuff, or maybe stuff that maybe people never heard at a wedding. And you know what? It made my dance go so fast. I remember at one point I was looking up and I was like, oh my God, it's 11:30. I only got like 20 minutes left. And there was stuff I had that I knew I wanted to play and I just never got to it. So big like learning moment for me and exciting moment. And I just want to pass that on to you guys. Like, take some time, add some new music to your sets. I talked about this in my gig log last week. I got that idea for Grills, Nelly's song Grills from an Instagram reel, and I played it on Saturday and it went off. I saw girls going like this. They knew what it was. It was awesome. If you want that playlist, it's in the description. Check it out. I don't suggest that you play it verbatim, song for song in the right order. That won't work. But what it might do is give you some ideas or inspire you to like, oh, I haven't played that in a while, because a lot of it is in mixable order. So you could try like 3 or 4 of those in a row. And I'm telling you, it worked. I will say there is literally nothing better than coming home from a total banger of a wedding where everyone danced, they had a great time, you went all the way to the end. But sometimes it doesn't go that way. And this video here demonstrates that this wedding had no bangers. I'll see you over there.